Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are your Bourbon Journey. So during the summer, around the time that we had picked up another vintage bottle, and actually several other vintage bottles on a trip, because when you go up to Revival Vintage Spirits in Covington, Kentucky, you end up walking away with, well, several things.
Because it's the adult Disneyland for bourbon and whiskey.
She went ahead and walked to the back, and she discovered a bottle I did not see.
It popped right out at me.
So,
Austin Nichols, Wild Turkey, what is this?
So yeah, she immediately grabbed this and brought it up front, and we did a comparison tasting because they had a bourbon liqueur
by Wild Turkey.
We decided we were going to buy it. We cracked it open, and
while sitting there
to compare it to the bourbon, and
the bourbon liqueur was super sweet.
It was very
like
sweet.
Syrup. It was so thick and sweet. It was like syrup.
And this one here was not. So we're doing a comparison tasting today of these two honeys. So Rebecca, go ahead and give us the lowdown.
Do you want to talk about this guy?
Oh, this is the little
guy sitting in the middle.
I love finding stuff on eBay, and our friend Jagger Baker, who's one of the distillers out at Wild Turkey that's not named Russell, after meeting him, I've kind of combed through, and every once in a while I'll find something about Wild Turkey. I've stopped recently because there's not much left. This guy ended up popping up, I think it was like $10, and it was in a toy store thing. And I'm like, it's a bottle cover, and I got to get it. So he's covering, if you're curious, the Wild Turkey, Austin Nichols Wild Turkey 101 8-year, which is actually decanted from the 1984 decanter that we did last year.
The big turkey flying behind us.
The turkey right behind us. So with all that said and all our gums flapped out, Rebecca, do you want to go ahead and talk about these two bottles we're going to taste today?
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about what I could find out. I was trying to date them. Brad had dated to be probably 1990s, and he was pretty darn on point for that. But I'll share a little bit more about this Wild Turkey with honey. Wild Turkey with honey, we're estimating is about 35 years old. This is the Austin Nichols, as you can see, it's on there, and it is 60 proof. So we're guessing it's around 1990. Now, 60 proof Austin Nichols Wild Turkey was started in the late 1980s and went to about 2000. American Honey, which is the other one on the table, started in 2006. So we know that predates that. FYI, the brainchild of putting honey in Wild Turkey was Jimmy Russell. He really wanted to broaden Wild Turkey's appeal and introduce new drinkers to the brand, especially in a period when bourbon was going through a decline in the glut area of the 70s and 80s. This product was initially launched in 1976 as Wild Turkey Liqueur with honey, or as a Wild Turkey honey liqueur. It was a very pioneering product at the time. It was one of the very first widely mass-produced bourbon-based liqueurs that went out. So it's been on some journeys with regard to proof. It was originally released at 80 proof, but over time it was adjusted to 60 proof, which is what we have here. And later, when it became American Honey, it went to 71 proof. We're kind of anticipating, while we have tasted this very briefly at Revival Vintage Spirits, we're looking for the liqueur with honey to be honey-forward, but maybe not cloyingly sweet, right? And we expect the 60 proof to mean we're going to get some of the Wild Turkey to come forward. And it's going to be some retro notes to it. Whereas the American Honey, which while our bottle looks like we've had quite a bit of it, we don't drink it very often. It's usually for guests that are coming over. It is a 71 proof, and it's got a lot of bright honey notes and a lot more of a modern profile. So I'm excited. As soon as I saw that first bottle, I'm thinking, wow, we can do a comparison with American Honey, and it's Wild Turkey, which that's a win-win for me. Anytime we can do a comparison, I like that, to see where history has taken us and what's going on. And anything from the Austin Nichols era has been pretty good, we found. So I'm excited to try it.
Well, and first thing off the top, and what I love is it's a screw top, which the
and
American
so
Honey,
is today's.
So is today's. The bottle is outstanding.
Love the shape.
Absolutely love the shape, style, and everything of this bottle. And we're going to have to take this to Wild Turkey with us next time we go, and if Jimmy Russell's there, we've got to have him sign this.
Oh yeah, especially since he originated this.
Yes, and it would be
It's
interesting.
pretty exciting.
It'd be interesting if he has anything to say about it when we would have him sign it, if we get that opportunity.
Well, I want to compare, just before we
Okay.
start drinking, just compare the color, and they're almost identical. They're both golden, and you would
Yep.
say honey looking, because once you start drinking out of a glass and it gets smaller, it's really hard to compare colors. But these, if you can see them in the light, they are pretty much
Yep.
golden honey identical. So
Yep.
get that out of the way, the fact that that's happening, and they both have fantastic legs forming. And I'm not surprised they are on the liqueur end of things, although they don't call American honey a liqueur any longer.
Okay.
But still, the legs, look at that. They're just beautiful legs. So let's, like you said, let's start with the vintage version, 35 years old. Oh, the honey notes. But what I'm getting that's interesting is I can smell the Wild Turkey 101, which is the base spirit. That still comes through.
It doesn't have that sort of sickening smell a lot of times that your liqueurs have. They're
No.
also kind of like too overly sweet.
No, this smells like wild turkey with honey, which is
Mhm.
what it is. But the fact that it's a liqueur, I had some pause and caution, but I was all in on it because it's wild turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottle was gorgeous. So we were going to bring it home no matter what. I want to taste this puppy.
It's a good tweener. It's funny, like you said, the Wild Turkey combined with honey.
Yeah.
Which is exactly
What it's supposed to be. The wild turkey honey from the 1990s. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. I am not a liqueur drinker by rule in general, but this is one I could pick up and sip. And that's my first note on it is I would be willing to drink this. I don't normally want to drink a liqueur.
There's a gentle spiciness about it.
And a gentle sweetness.
Yes, it's thick, but it's not like you're pouring pancake syrup
Yeah,
in your
it's
glass.
not like syrup thick. It's not like pouring like Demerara syrup or something like that. Or the bourbon liqueur we tried by Wild Turkey at Revival Vintage Spirits was so thick coming out, it was like syrup pouring out of the bottle. This is got a great viscosity. It's got enough of a thickness to it that you know it's a liqueur, but it doesn't have a real sickening sweetness to it. You know, probably if he'd offered, and the bourbon liqueur was almost gone, if he'd offered to sell that, I may have bought that day, and I probably should have just gone ahead and offered to do that, even though it was almost gone. We've done that before with stuff that's been on the tasting menu. Because it would have been nice to have the comparison here today, so I'm kind of regretful. Brad, if you still have it, put it aside. Just kidding. But this is great. I'm tasting Wild Turkey with honey, which is what it should be. It doesn't taste sickeningly sweet. It's got some nice spice notes. I even get a hint of clove with it, which is shocking me that I'm getting clove with it. It's coming through. I thought it would just be all honey.
Well, the nose, I mean, you've talked about it, but the nose, if I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm not thinking about it, okay, and I'm just kind of smelling it, I'm not thinking this is liqueur.
Mm-mm.
You know, I'd be thinking this is kind of a different bourbon, but I wouldn't be thinking, oh, this liqueur is such.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it kind of reminds me, if I decided to make an old-fashioned with Wild Turkey 101 and put a honey syrup in it, this is probably what it would taste like. Just saying. Now, I want to jump over to the American honey now to get this comparison.
And I think we need to really cleanse our palate.
Because now I'm anxious to see the difference. It's been a long time since I've tasted American honey. Again, we keep it in the house for friends that really like a sweeter pour. Oh, that smells like lemon.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that.
Wow, that has such a lemon note. That came to me before the honey, which is stunning, which is why I was like, wow, I don't normally go wow on a smell.
I think it's overpoweringly lemon.
It's crazy.
Well, it's certainly different on the nose.
Wow.
A lot different.
To American honey, as you're called today. Cheers.
Cheers. It's lemon.
and honey. It's almost a hot toddy if it was hot. Lemon and honey. I mean, it's funny because it is sweeter than the original, but the lemon calms it down a bit.
What it reminds me of a better version of some cough syrups I've had, where you get cough syrups that are lemon and honey.
The lemon and honey.
And then you try them, and you know, I mean, you're taking because you're sick, but you try it and you're kind of like, yeah, sickening. But you know, you kind of get the fact, yeah, it's lemon and honey. This is what, well, it's a good thing cough syrup isn't like this, because you'd probably be just throwing it down. It's good.
It's got great legs. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to be really transparent here. I'm not hating this. And we literally bought the bottle to have in the house. And so this is probably the first time we've actually sipped out of this bottle. And I'm not hating it. And I'm kind of stunned.
I mean, I don't know when I would pull it out again, because I try to avoid really sweet stuff if possible. But wow, it's impressive.
It's definitely sweeter than the first one.
Oh yeah.
But the lemon is really helping it a lot. You can tell that, and it is a little bit higher proof. Remember, the vintage is 60 proof and the current American honey is 71, so it's got 11 points more proof. But interesting.
Well, it drinks.
I'm gonna have to do my little comparison stuff.
Well, it drinks. Sounds silly. It drinks its proof.
On the nose, I prefer the vintage because I feel the nose on the vintage is a little more sophisticated. I know that sounds crazy. These are honey liqueurs.
Well, I just go back to what I said before, that if I wasn't thinking about it, I could be fooled into that I'm drinking a bourbon until I taste it.
But the honey note and the lemon is very subdued on the vintage, whereas I'm getting almost that cough drop note, like the Special Halls or some other honey lemon cough drop is what I'm getting on here. It's very lemon forward. This is more lemon than it is honey for me.
And I don't think it's an age factor, because the bottle was sealed. It's definitely a change in the profile and how they've decided to do it now.
Yeah, tasting wise, they're incredibly similar. I still like the taste profile of the vintage just slightly more. If it had a little more proof on it, I'd probably love it. But I feel like this drinks a little more bourbon-esque, whereas this one drinks a little more liqueurish.
Yeah.
And the heavier lemon here detracts a bit from the honey for me. Whereas here, the honey plays more of a center stage, and here it takes a backseat to the honey. This should almost be called American lemon honey for me.
I think this, for myself, I think the older one's just better.
It's really
just made better.
I'd love to try this version at 80 proof. I think it would be pretty amazing.
I'd like trying it at 100 proof.
Well, I don't.
101
I don't
proof.
think they've done that. I think the highest they've gone is 80 on them. They did that for a bit, but I'm incredibly pleased. I'm pleased with our purchase.
The Wild Turkey sophisticants out there probably would not maybe appreciate this as much, but you know, it's part of the line, and I would drink this again. I would have no problem. Would it be a daily drinker? They're too thick. But boy, I'll tell you, it's interesting, it's different, it's outstanding. And this one here, it's surprisingly good. You know, today, if I had to pick between them, it's got to be this guy.
It would be me too.
You know, but I'll give credit.
But this is attainable, much easier, and a lot cheaper. So if I want to make a cocktail, I may try that with a cocktail. Or if I feel like a sweet drink after dinner sometime, I may go for the American honey.
Absolutely. So with that said, we close this chapter of our Sipping on History, Revival Vintage Spirits, Wild Turkey. Once again, Jimmy Russell, we're going to have to get you to sign this bottle. I hope we can bring it there and have you sign it. If you like what we do, always hit the subscribe button and remember to drink responsibly. Have a great day. Cheers.
Cheers.